Hey.
Good morning. Happy Easter. It's a sunny day.
Yeah.
We're on SV Mollynogger in Port St. Lucie. If you don't know us, I'm Allie. This is G, or Galen. And this is Cockpit Coffee.
Really sucks that Sacha Baron Cohen ruined the perfect band name for us.
Which was?
Ali G.
Oh, yeah.
Because he called him
That was his DJ name.
Yeah, his DJ is, I think that was one of his first characters.
It was.
Ali G.
Yeah.
That's our nicknames together.
Yeah, that's what most of our close friends just refer to us as Allie. Hey, G. Hey, Allie.
Hence the nickname, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Oh, well. Our second choice is Borat, actually. So
yeah.
He took two of them. But we settled on sail bombs.
Ooh, I'm scooting just a little bit closer because the sun's starting to peek over the Dodger. Stay in the shade as long as I can.
It's kind of windy, so we're fishtailing around.
We're going to go test some systems on the boat today and actually put our sail up for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's a windy day. It's a good day to do it.
Yeah.
Might be a little sporty.
This shit will break that's going to break.
That's true. That's true.
If it breaks, and okay, fine, we'll just throw an anchor down and fix it and,
keep going. This is a good place to do it too.
And you gotta remember too, we're going out for like 2 hours or 3 maybe. It's like
no big deal.
We get in this mentality of like, oh shit, we're taking the boat out, okay, because it's usually like minimum 11 hours that we're out on the boat.
Or we're doing a 3-day passage. Or
like I said, minimum is So, like, no, we're fine.
Yep.
Oh, there's our new neighbors.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're any fun or not. They probably are. We haven't been around to test that theory.
We've been kind of busy the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Enjoying life.
Wonderful friends invited us over to see their new digs. So we had some fun going over there yesterday.
Yeah. Had to go in a hot tub.
Hot tub.
We're getting ready for passages when I start hauling out all my bathing suits. And none of them fit anymore. I need new bathing suits in a bad way. They're all just a little too loose and revealing. It's not a bad problem to have.
No.
But, better than the other direction. That's for sure. Let's see, what else did we do this week?
I think it's everybody's celebrating Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody get on. I put on clothes for this.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I'll be surprised if we have more than 3 people on. We'll just do a quick one today. It's Easter. Everyone's at church service, or they're getting ready for big meals with family. So we get it. But we do this every Sunday, so we'll jump on. People can watch later too.
Yep.
So what did we do this week? Let's see.
I had a kidney stone.
That was not fun.
Sucked ass. Probably my 3rd time.
I think it is your 3rd time.
And man, oh man. They don't tell you how those. Yeah. In kidney stone, you think, oh no, it's like having it go out. It's like the big deal. No, you don't even notice that. It's the first part of it where it's traveling from your kidney down to your bladder. It's like that's where it's like, oh my god.
And it's different for different people. Like I've had them, unfortunately, more than 3 times. Most of mine have not been as severe as his have been, although. The first one I was really sick. But I've had them before where when they get lower, there's a lot of pain. And it's like, oh, I'm finally over this. There's no more. I'm done. It must have passed. And then, oh no, it has not. And it's kind of stuck down there. And so I've had that before too. So I think it depends on you and where you've got inflammation in there and how hard it is to go through different places.
I'm not going to dwell on it, but I'm just going to tell you, like, so you don't get fucking freaked out like I did the first time. It's like the pain can start in your back. It doesn't necessarily have to, but it can start like in your back, like high, like nowhere near your kidneys. Moves on to you. You can move on to your. It usually goes back to front for me, anyways, and the pain is severe, and there's vomiting and chills and all that stuff. So, you know, if you don't know what's going on, it's scary as hell because all of a sudden you're inside. It's like, it's one thing to hurt your foot or something like that. It's like, but when your insides hurt, it's like, I can't just cut this off and survive, you know?
And it's a very foreign feeling. Like I remember the first time I had it, we were still living in our old house, and I thought it like I was getting a burst appendix or something.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, something's really, really wrong. You know, but I once you've felt it, when you feel it, when it starts happening again, it's not always exactly the same, but there's enough familiarity to the pain that you're like, oh crap.
Yeah.
I think I know what this is.
Yeah, but as long as you know what it is, it's like it becomes less scary anyways.
Yeah, you just got to get through it.
Anyways.
Yeah, so I'm sorry they had to go through that this week.
Whatever.
So there are a few projects that we expected to get done that weren't completely done just because you needed time.
I got the sink drains.
You got the sink drains in. That was really
I had to cut out the old ones. But actually cutting out the old ones wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I did find a metal cutting blade for my oscillating tool. And this is the kind with like the old style with like the big rings. I don't even know if you knew that. I didn't know this until like a couple of years ago. It's like sink. You can replace sink, like the whole drain part of your sink. It's
like the round part in the bottom of your sink.
I mean, I guess I kind of always knew that, but I was like, well, that's not. I don't know if that's feasible, but they are standardized, and you can just go buy new ones. So we bought some off Amazon actually. And
ours were rusting out. It's an old boat,
completely rusting out.
So you know, we were gonna just get new. You know, like the baskets that go in the bottom because ours were getting really rusty. But once we actually started looking, I'm like, this whole thing is just crumbling. It's got to go.
Yeah. Wasn't holding on to the pipe, the drain pipe at all. But anyway, so
the sink is in great shape though.
Yeah, the sink is great.
Yeah.
So that's ideal is we just replace those drains. They'll probably last another 10 years.
Oh yeah, easy. Now they're all shiny and new and clean. I love it. We could do those things like people do on YouTube, and like we're gonna make a gigantic thing of rum punch in the sink. I'm not doing that, but
you could.
I always see those things and this is a great thing for a party. I'm like, I'm not doing that in my sink.
My favorite one is watching like chefs' reactions and bartenders' reactions to those videos.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because that way you get to see like the worst of them. And everybody's obsessed with making everything in one fucking pot or one, just a little. You take the rest of it. Or one little. You know, they insist on putting like all the food in like, and it's usually those aluminum trays that you're not even supposed to put in the oven. Those, you know, serving,
like
those
for
big,
a buffet.
Yeah, and they like make things and they insist on putting all the food in there, but they'll dirty 5 fucking bowls. They'll like, here's a bowl of eggs, and they'll like, you know, put the eggs in there, and then it's like, if you're gonna dirty 5 bowls to make, you know, why put all the food in one thing? And they put it in there, and it's like, they'll put it in there, and then they'll chop it up while it's in there. It's like, there's a cutting board right next to you. Chop it the way you're supposed to.
It's silly.
It's fucking, and they just do it for hits. They just do it for exactly, you know, the chef's reactions and the people looking at it going, what the, because it gets shared over and over again. And it's like, so great. Now you have, you know, 10,000 TikTok followers will all think you're a fucking idiot. I mean, that's the goal now?
They don't care. You got the hits. You got the hits. What do they? You don't care what they think about you.
But I mean, you can't make that much money from. Maybe you can. I don't know, but I don't care. You know, I don't know. It kind of reminds. Actually, yeah. I don't know why I've been thinking about Andy Kaufman. Like,
interesting.
Because I watched Danny DeVito tell this story. I love watching actors and musicians and engineers, like audio engineers, tell stories about, you know, little things that happen that you would never hear about normally. And Danny, of course, knows everybody, has done everything, and his stories are fantastic. And I don't know if you remember Andy Kaufman played Laka on Taxi, among all the other things he did.
And a stand-up comedian. And
super controversial guy. I think he was on SNL at some point, or Fridays. No, it was SNL, because he or maybe he was a guest on there. He did the "Here I am to save the day," the underdog thing. Yeah. Anyways, at some point in his career, Andy decided he wasn't quite weird enough, and he invented this character called Tony Clifton. And Tony Clifton was basically modeled on an amalgamation of the worst human beings possible. Just an absolute piece of crap. But here's the thing. Andy Kaufman would not cop to being Tony Clifton. And he always kind of set it up where, like, there was a table read. Danny was talking about a table read for Taxi. They were in Taxi together, and they were doing a table read, and they needed another actor and to play this part. And they were going to have I don't know if they were going to have Andy play like a double part or something like that. They thought that would be funny or something. But Andy was like, "Look, I've got this friend of mine, Tony Clifton. He's looking for work. He's really good. Should give him a shot." And they're like, "That's you." And they're like, "No. This is Tony Clifton. I'm gonna be away. I'm not even gonna be here." So he made up this whole thing where he was away doing like some sort of show somewhere else. And I don't know if there was a show somewhere else, if he made it up, or he actually just like flew back and forth just to do this silly thing that he did. But they hired Tony Clifton because they were like, well, I mean, it's actually Andy, so I mean, it's going to be, we're going to get that same quality, but it's just going to have a different name. And they told everybody's got to pretend that if you say it's Andy, it's going to go badly. He's going to freak out.
Everyone just pretend.
So everybody pretend it's Tony Clifton. And so he goes into the table read. He shows up like 3 or 4 hours late with 2 hookers. And they never even make it through the read because everything was wrong. Tony had to like, oh, this isn't how it works. You got to do this. And he's like giving people notes and just being a total ass. And they never made it through the table read. Judd Hirsch was losing his shit. He was so mad. And like they get done and they're like, we gotta fire him. And we gotta fire Tony.
But how do we?
But we're not gonna fire Andy. But we're gonna fire Tony. So they actually called up Andy and like, Andy, we're gonna let Tony go. He goes, oh no. Oh, he goes, whatever you do, don't make it about his acting abilities. Make it about the lateness, okay? Because he really is a good actor. He's going to get really hurt by this. You're going to crush his dreams if you tell him it's about the. He's made up person.
I know.
Even you, funny. You're just like, oh.
I mean,
it's so like, and he comes in. And he was late again, like 2 hours. Comes in with the hookers again. and they're like, and the whole cast, there was like a galley of people because they wanted to see him get fired.
Yeah,
it was
and what he was gonna do.
And so I don't know, the exec producer or somebody came in and fired him, and it was just the biggest shit show that you thought it would be. I don't know the details of what happened, but it was just God. And yeah. And then, of course, Andy comes into work the next day. It's like, "Hi, guys, how's it going?" It's just like nothing. Like, "Oh, no, I'm sorry you had problems with him." It's like, what the fuck? That is, I mean, to the energy it takes to go through all of that and the weirdness with your friends after. It's like, what? I don't know what and that's why I think about it a lot. I don't know what possesses
someone to do something like that.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's awesome. And you said that came from Danny DeVito?
Danny, yeah.
That's not surprising.
Paraphrasing a story he told.
He does tell the best stories of people in Hollywood and the things that they do.
Oh yeah, and it's like he always has a new one, and it's like he never thinks that maybe I should have told this before because it's friggin' interesting. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, this is that thing that happened to me on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But it always involves 10 famous people or something.
And he's always been that actor that's like on the fringe of all the weird, like in with all the weird people in Hollywood, but also mainstream.
There's a reason. There's a reason why he's playing Frank the way he does.
And It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's doing it. And this last season, because I think this is, he's kind of, number one, he's getting older, and I think he's like seeing the shows kind of coming to an end here pretty soon. He's like, he goes, "I'm going over the top this season," and they're like, "Over the top? Holy shit!
What do you think?"
It's like we greased you up. You crawled naked out of a fucking couch on season 4,
and now it's
or something like that. It's like now it's gonna get weird though. It's season 11.
I think we're actually a season or so behind.
We're a couple, I think.
Yeah, we should catch up on
that's
that.
exciting.
Yeah.
We always get behind on it because it's one of those shows that. I know. I'm sure they have a schedule, but it feels like it just comes out whenever.
A lot of that stuff. We don't watch TV like a lot of people watch TV, and we'll normally latch on to something that we want to watch, and then we'll just watch an episode while we're having dinner together or something. But that's about it.
You said that. We don't watch TV no, we watch it in gorilla costumes.
But we don't come home and turn the TV on and watch 3 hours of TV shows.
We used to.
But so we're more likely to binge.
Like 5 hours.
We're more likely to binge shows after a whole season has come out.
Oh.
Anybody on?
I don't know. Dun, dun, dun. Are we even live? I don't even think we're live.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
No, we're live, right? Yeah, for like 19 minutes.
Yeah, it said the little thing came up saying we're live. It's kind of bright out here. It's kind of hard to see the screen.
Oh, here we are. Somebody's watching. Don't know who. It's a secret. A secret.
That's a secret stalker person.
Sitting in the corner, like those guys at those parties.
Watching all the girls, watching all the girls.
Oh, what is that song?
Standing on the corner, watching all the girls, watching all the girls, watching all the girls. Isn't it from, I want to say it's from a musical.
That sounds like it's from a musical, but I'd love to do that in a minor key.
Standing on the corner, yeah.
Watching all the girls, watching all the girls.
Yeah, that wouldn't be creepy at all.
I posted that, what was it? Oh, what did he do? It was something. Somebody did in a minor key.
Oh,
that's normally in a major key.
I can't remember what song it was, but I heard you listening to it, and I caught on to it too. It was really, somebody took just a really happy song and then made it very.
It was really dark.
Yeah.
Talk dirty to me.
Talk dirty to me. That's right. And baby, talk to me. It's like, it was very weird, but I liked it.
Yeah, that's cool. Maybe, no, it said one viewer before I even got on, so somebody's on, yeah.
That'd be you, because my phone is doing the work.
No, it's before I even got on.
Oh.
Yeah, so somebody's on.
Well, we didn't expect many people would be on because of Easter, but we thought we'd pop on and at least, say hi. We can't.
I mean, we're doing this anyway, so I might as well have a camera on.
Exactly. We're out here drinking. We literally do this every day anyway out in the cockpit. It's our thing. So
yeah.
Some days longer than others. Today, though, we got to get ready to move the boat, so we've got stuff to do.
I mean, yeah, not a lot. I just got
not too bad.
Deal with some stuff up front, and we got to pick up the cockpit here.
I've picked up. If you look around, the only thing left really is the gas can and that. I did a lot of work out here yesterday.
No, I got to put the grill away.
Oh, well, that's true.
There's a towel sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, there's take that down when I go.
There's.
Yeah, I know, hun, but
there's definitely things that need to be done.
Yes, hun.
And we need to take the water things out of the dinghy.
Yeah, that's right.
And strap those to the front.
And we probably got about an hour of work to do.
Yeah, not a big deal, but
to get ready to go underway. And we have some friends that are going to come out and go with us, and they if they're around while I'm still doing a few things, tidying up and putting stuff away, it's no big deal.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to make it a big hurry, big deal.
So we're going to dig out extra life jackets too.
Yeah, I think I'll just take the 2 out of the dinghy, and that can be their life jackets. Always have 2 in the dinghy.
Yep. And we're just going to be right around here, so I don't necessarily feel like I need to wear mine. If one of them wants to wear mine, if they feel more confident, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, they're both athletic. And we're just going to be in the river.
Yeah.
It is a little sporty out there, but it's white capping. But I mean, if I need to call it, I'll call it.
Yep.
But I'm going to make it optional in as long as you're in the cockpit.
I was going to say, one of the selling points of this boat that we live on that I absolutely love is how deep our cockpit is. I mean, the back behind me that I'm leaning against we're in like a sunken cockpit, and you can sit normally like you would in a chair with your feet down. It's not like this weird, awkward thing where you're kneeling or sitting cross-legged. It's wonderful. So when we do take people out, it's so much safer when they're just sitting in the cockpit. It's like, you just stay in the cockpit, you're good.
Yeah, as long as you're sitting in the cockpit.
Yes.
If you're sitting up on the gonels, which is where I normally sit, it's not great.
Well, then,
the problem with having a deep cockpit is it's hard to see over.
Yes.
So
it's all right if we're like way out, like if we're doing a passage and we're way offshore and you're just like sticking your head out and looking for big ships.
Yeah, you don't need to look every second.
But if you're going down the river or you're in a busy trafficked area with lots of little power boats, we're standing on the cockpit seats.
We're always standing on the seats.
So that we can see everything around us.
So it is kind of good to have that option to drop down into the pit.
I like it. Definitely one of the things I love about this boat.
Man, like anything can become a fucking projectile, though. Remember that we were in the shit going up to North Carolina last time, and that freaking Gatorade bottle, it's like a half thing of Gatorade, and we were getting tossed, and that fucking thing just about took my head off 3 times.
I don't remember that.
Oh my God, that thing just went pew, whizzing by my head. I'm like, holy shit, what's that? And then it smacked me. I'm like, oh my God. Like, just any little thing just can become, not deadly, but injurious. Is that a word? Injurious?
It is now.
Injurious.
Yep. But yeah, that's
why that fucking boom, though. Oh my God.
We try to make sure that there isn't anything in the cockpit area that can go flying at a moment's notice.
That was the same trip that boom, we crash jawed in that fucking boom came like an inch or two from my head. It's like, even if you're thinking about it, even if you like are so cautious about it, and like think about it, things start happening. You start doing 10 different things, and the wave kicked you around, and that wind hit that, and it was like that thing was whizzing by me, even hit my hair, I think. Like,
was I at the helm?
Yeah, before I even like could think I need to duck my head. That was, but I had so many other things I couldn't even process it at that point. I was just kind of like, yeah, almost died there. And
that's right. I think you had gone forward to deal with some other issue, I want to say.
And there was, the dinghy was falling down.
That's right.
The boat was filling with water. It's not as bad as
the alarm kept going off.
Yeah.
The high water
alarm.
The
boat was filling with water. The dinghy was falling off the back.
We were in the shits. We were in the shit.
It was middle of the night. Stuff was flying all over the friggin' decks, the cockpit.
I'm trying to keep us even while he's dealing with all this stuff, and the waves are throwing us all over the place.
And we're on a run, so we got the wind behind us, dangerous, and I didn't have a preventer on. Just a lot of things that just went wrong, and my fault. I should have had a preventer on that thing. For a long passage, there's no excuse for that. I should have had.
Which is basically a line that he puts on the boom so that it can't just suddenly crash to the other side.
And I should have had us steered more east too.
Oh,
I was like, I don't want to keep going offshore that much, but that was actually, and I'm usually not like this. Usually my instinct is to go offshore, and I was like, no, I want to make more of a straight run, and I was like determined that no, we're making a straight run because that's where the wind is coming from, but the waves were coming off our quarter, and it's like, no, I should have steered northeast instead of dead north, and we would have been a lot more calmer, relaxed, and probably actually would have been going faster with less, or at least probably, even though we would have had to tack back in. Could have done that during the day when it wasn't so bad, or when the tides were more conducive to such. Anyways, you learn things. You learn things. Yep. You do it differently next time. This is next time.
Yep, gearing up for next time. So we're getting ready to go to.
Actually, we came back down. It was fine. We kind of learned that lesson. We implemented lessons we learned coming back down, and we had a good trip. But anyways, go ahead.
So we're getting ready to go to North Carolina, and probably leaving within the next couple of weeks. So trying to get the boat ready for that. And we are going to, weather permitting, go offshore. If we're not going offshore, we need to leave like pretty much now.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going offshore.
So we're going offshore because we can do it in like 3.5 days, maybe 4, depending on conditions. And
yeah, it might. If I can hit the Gulf Stream, we can do it in like 3.5, 4, I think. I mean, all else being equal, and we get decent wind, or if we have to motor, we're like 2 days from Fernandina, 2.5 days from there to North Carolina. So
we can do it in a couple,
like 4 to 5 days.
So we can do it in a couple of jumps, or we can do it in one big one.
I want to do one big one because I want to hit the Gulf Stream and go. We don't have the weather window that gives us the option. We can go up into Fernandina and wait out weather. It'd be nice to be in Fernandina again when we're not getting our ass kicked in the anchorage. So
we didn't last time. We were only there for a couple days. Oh, we totally
did.
I didn't think we did.
We didn't on the first night coming in, but I thought the wind picked up after we got there.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but you might be right. But I mean, compared to, I mean, we went through
Oh, went through a hurricane, yeah.
Hurricane Nicole there.
Compared to that, yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
like,
I mean, it's fine. But it's just that with the current and everything, it's just, and you have to be you have to like half mile across that river.
It's a tricky anchorage.
Well, it's not tricky. It's just wet getting in if you've got, you know, any sort of wind going against the current there. The current goes strong.
Well, it's when I say tricky, I mean people don't understand how strong the current is there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's like they just think, oh, well, I came in from the inlet, so now in here it's nice and quiet. And it's like, well, actually, that water's going to pull you quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a lovely anchorage if you know what you're doing.
It's not protected though by any stretch of the imagination.
No, and it's huge.
It is now. They took the mooring field out. I was scared to actually anchor where the mooring field used to be just because worried about getting caught in gear there. Because didn't we get caught in gear there one time, or was that am I thinking of Carolina Beach?
That's a good question.
Because we actually brought up somebody else's anchor chain. No one else was around.
I want to say that was Carolina Beach.
We got caught at the end there. No, I think it was no, it was in Wrightsville. It was in Wrightsville.
You're right.
We were way over there, and we pulled up somebody's
way over in that side.
There was a guy and his family coming by in a small boat, and we got the anchor chain sitting. We finally got our anchor up, and the chain was like pulling down on it. It was like embedded in the mud. I don't know what it was attached to, but holy crap!
Somebody's old tackle set.
Probably a boat.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it was serious, and
oh yeah, it was a big chain. I think the chain we were pulling up was bigger than our chain.
Oh, I don't think so. I think it was the same size.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was probably just embedded in the mud so much, and it took us forever to wrestle it up there. I was like, what are we caught on? And when I saw that chain, and I'm like, that's all we're caught on? But
yeah, it was obviously attached to something though.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I had to have that guy. We lowered it down a little bit and had that guy flagged him over. I'm like, can you just lift that off our anchor? And he was like, yeah, sure. And we were free.
That was definitely right. As soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, yep, I can see the spot that you're,
Yeah, and we never anchored in that spot again.
Yeah, we're like, don't go over there. I don't know what's there, but it's not good. Not good.
That chain's probably still there because I don't know. I don't see anybody going to, oof.
There are people that do that. There are divers that go around and just like pull up, gear that people have jettisoned in anchorages, and then they sell it. I mean, it can be kind of lucrative.
Well, I mean, if it's down underneath there and hasn't been exposed to air, it might be just fine. And you could have, $800 to $1,000 worth of, 3/8 triple B chain.
Or very big, expensive anchors
down there, and there might be there's something attached to the end of it. And if it's a CQR, you can sell it for scrap metal, but it might be a decent anchor. I've got a CQR before everybody gets all upset about it. I just don't use it. If I need the money, I'll sell it for scrap. No. Actually, I have used it before. I've used it twice against my will. Actually, if we get in some place where it's very grassy or weedy, that's probably getting pulled out and used.
That's the one.
Actually, I'd like a Vulcan is what I'd like.
If we had a Mantis and a Vulcan, we'd be hardcore.
Or the M2 Mantis. We have the M1 standard roll cage. The roll cage is the problem because if it's grassy, you're basically pulling up a great big thing of sod, and it'll get stuck in your roll cage, and it'll foul your anchor, and a lot of people drag because of that. But I have not experienced that yet, so that's that.
Well, what do you say we start getting this boat ready to move?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not in a hurry.
Not really. Our friends aren't coming for an hour and a half or so, a couple hours.
Yeah, I told them 12:31. They
Okay.
said they would message us when they were on their way, and I think they're like an hour away.
Yeah, all right. I'm not in a big hurry. I'm gonna finish my coffee. Might as well have it documented.
Oh, there you go. I ran out of
See
coffee.
if these people want to come over.
I went through mine kind of quickly today. I'm dragging today. I'm tired. I gotta wake up.
Yeah.
Take one of those ghost sticks that my mom gives me.
Well,
I like
You
those.
just had a bunch of coffee.
I know, it hasn't hit me yet though. Drink some water. It's amazing how much drinking water gives you energy too. You don't think it's gonna, but the more water I drink, the more I can just kind of just keep going.
We let ourselves get way too dehydrated. It's not good.
See, lately I've been great about that because I'm committed to having over 80 ounces of water a day, and I've been consistent for over a week.
Well, that's
so
good.
I've been doing great.
Those Gatorades in there help.
When we're doing passages, or
Gatorade's key for a passage.
I always make sure we have those 20-ounce things of. I get the Gatorade Zeros. We don't keep a lot of. Well, those aren't sugary because those are 0 calories, but like sweet tasting, punchy kind of things. We don't keep a lot of that stuff on board, but those Gatorades, when we are doing a passage, to just grab them and stay hydrated are so good.
Yeah.
And they don't spill all over the place. The bottles, just kind of bounce. You don't have to worry about it spilling purple stuff everywhere.
Awful projectiles.
Yeah. You have to be careful about that.
Geez, that surprised the shit out of me. Like,
Where did it come from?
How does that physically? It launches itself.
We have cup holders.
I know, but they're like, for some reason, we would put them up here or put them down.
Oh, if
there.
one of us is sitting like where you are right now, yeah.
Like it started by rolling back and forth, and then I think what it does is I think it rolls, hits that, and then like it bounces off the side at the same time. It like, it rolls down and then bucks back up, and if it hits at the same time, it becomes airborne and will shoot across the cockpit. It's friggin' nuts. It surprised the hell out of me, and it didn't just do it once. It did it a few times. I'm like, how is this even?
Those things bounce too. So like if it falls off there, it's gonna bounce over here and then.
What I was saying is, I think it was bouncing while that off that gunnel while it came up off the side there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I always make sure we have. I do a pretty good job on passages of making sure we stay well fed and we have easy things, because when you're doing 4-hour shifts for like 3 days, you don't feel like sitting there and cooking a big meal, and you don't want to eat a lot because you don't want to be tired while you're on shift. But so I'll do a lot of like half sandwiches and have them all ready to go, and I always keep things like little, like we love those Nature Valley almond biscuit, like breakfast biscuits and Rice Krispie snacks and things like that, so that we can just, if it's your shift, you can just grab a couple of those things and bring them out with you. And I make sure we have one hot meal a day. At some point, when I get off shift, I'll go down and make us one good hot meal a day.
I think let's take the drink holders off our music stands and put them here and there.
Sure.
So that way.
I don't have one, but you can put yours there.
Well, there's 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
I just don't. You don't use yours, I guess.
I don't. If I have one, it's not. I don't know where it is.
It was actually mounted here for quite a while.
It might be in that little basket. We might have put it in there.
No, I think I brought it in because it was starting to get rusty.
Oh, okay.
Cleaned it up. I don't know where I put it. Let's find those. Mine's on my mic stand up here.
Now that I think about it, I think the reason, I think you're thinking of it as mine, because I think I did buy it for gigs, and then I realized that I didn't have any place to mount it. Like, in order for me to put it in my current setup, it would be like kind of cockeyed on my X stand, and there was no place to mount it where the glass wouldn't be sideways, kind of. So we just put it out here on the Dodger. I think you're right. That might have originally been mine.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have a drink holder, but it's gonna be like at this angle. Yeah, that doesn't work.
Let's put those on there. So like if you're sitting here, you have some place to put your drink. So
Yep.
we're not,
You got-
because we have like binoculars and other things in there usually.
Mhm. Yeah, and you can always spin them off to the, like, kind of toward the back
Oh, yeah.
if they're in your way, and then just pull them out when you're using them. That's a good idea. I have no idea where they are right now, but
Oh, like I said, mine's on my mic stand, but we don't have any gigs coming up.
nope,
So
we won't need that for a gig till after we get back from Maine.
well, in Maine, in Canada.
Oh well, yeah, if you want to take it all the way up there, sure.
No, I guess we're gonna use our gear. I'm gonna bring some gear up with me then.
I think I'm going to my Hercules. I've got this really great keyboard stand, this Hercules stand that's starting to rust out, and it's getting hard to break down and put back up. And it's just time. I've had the same one for like 5 or 6 years, and they're about $70 a piece. I think I'm gonna buy a new one and have it shipped to Maine, and then I can use it up there, and we'll just bring it back with us. So there. And it doesn't take up that much room in the car. I got to start working on the logistics of things like, how are we transporting pickles in the car? What do we need to buy for like a box setup in the car for the ride up?
Fucking nightmare.
Because we're going to drive from North Carolina to Maine with our cat, who does not drive well. So I'm probably going to...
I'm not going to let him drive.
So I'm
fucking toonses.
I'm probably gonna see if I can get some sedative for the cat. That might require a vet visit. Probably should have thought of that. Maybe we should do that down in Stewart before we leave. Just go ahead and get that. We'll probably set him up in the back with like a little bedded area and one of those little like $5 mini litter boxes that you can just take the cover off and you can buy in the grocery store, and then there's something there.
Litter box.
Yeah, they make them.
People do this all the time. There's got to be a fucking thing for it.
I know exactly what to get, and I'll get like it'll just be a one-time thing that we don't really need except for the ride back again. But I'll get like a cheap like rubber mat with a little bit of a lip, so that if there is some spillage and there's an issue at all, we're not like in it for the rental car.
Paying a $300 rental
cleaning fee. Yeah, exactly. I'll pay for the $30 rubber mat to contain everything, just to be sure.
I'm going to kind of insist that we get something like the Kia Soul. I love that car.
Okay.
And we're going to spend all that time in it, and that has a nice big back end that we can kind of let him have the back end.
Yep, I want him to be able to kind of go back and forth, but he has what he needs back there and plenty of room for what we're taking up and back without being crowded and awkward. That's all I care about. It's only 16 hours. I mean, it's not like we're going on the road for 3 days.
I'm gonna take our studio speakers.
Okay. Why?
So I'm going to dedicate at least 2 or 3 hours during the day to work on finish that project up. But I want to get all. See, I don't take all my gear up there. I got to take my bass. I'm taking Gidget. So,
and then Gidget will stay up there.
Gidget will stay up there.
That's a guitar.
I'm going to take. I think I'm going to bring my pedal board.
Okay, the big one.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Should I bring the little one?
I don't know. You got time to think about it. Think about we're not going to be doing a ton of Sail Bums gigs up there. We'll be doing some. But think about the amount of time that you're going to be there, what you want to have access to, but also remembering we need to fit it into a car, probably bring a few new things back with us and not be like, dear God, this car is so full we can't even barely function in it.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, that doesn't take a lot. I mean, the space difference for that is really nominal. But I think I have an electric guitar up there. If I want to use that, I just have to put a little work into it. Of course, I could always go in and buy that Gretsch off Randy.
Oh my God, no. You don't need a second Gretsch. Are you kidding me? There's got to be a limit, man. There's a limit. It's
technically be my third, but
I'm really
fourth if I buy that Gretsch ukulele.
I was told by Jeremy Sherlin that I am like the perfect girlfriend because how I have been supportive of you of getting all of these guitars. But there is a limit. I mean, come on.
All of a sudden, you're my girlfriend. I like.
Oh, sorry.
I have a girlfriend.
Well, no, that's what he said. It's
We're dating. We're seeing each other.
Stop.
More guitars I get, it's kind of like, yeah, I know that guy.
This is my associate.
My associate.
Yeah, but you wouldn't even have that. Well, I shouldn't say you wouldn't have that Gretsch. I don't know. You might not have that Gretsch if I hadn't been like.
You kind of pushed me into it.
I kind of pushed you into it.
So
I was like,
you just have yourself to blame for this, really.
Are you really going to go away from the store right now and not go home with that?
Well, I was going in to buy a used one. I'm glad I got that one, though.
I think that one suits you.
It does.
You haven't named the electric Gretsch, have you?
Meow Meow Party Machine.
Meow Meow Party Machine. So we've got Gidget. Gidget is the acoustic light tone wood.
Yeah, blondie.
Right?
She's a blondie.
Mini Pearl is the dark one. Yeah. That's the same model. Cordoba.
Yeah.
And then you've got Meow Meow
Party Machine,
which is the Gretsch electric. And do we have a name for the Gretsch bass yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
No.
In contrast, I've got a keyboard. It's a Juno 61.
You get two of them.
You're right. I do have two.
And an Alesis.
I forget that I have two of them.
And a Seal. You have a shitload of friggin'.
I've never been this person. I've never been a person with 4 keyboards. Are you kidding me? I own 4 keyboards. Of course, I only use one at any given time, but
I mean, I only use one guitar at a time.
True. Yeah. Ooh, that's something that I could do while I'm up in Maine. I've got that really industrial stand that you gave me a while back that weighs a ton, but it's like you can't kill it. And it's a 2-tier keyboard thing. I should set that up in the office and have some fun doing
it'd be really cool.
Some of that. Rock and roll setup. Oh, I was kind of hoping somebody would buy that Seal DK80. It's like an old 80s.
I can't believe someone has
I'm surprised too. I should try again.
People are way into like old synth. I think you just need to market it on the right web, like Facebook pages and stuff.
Maybe when I tried before, I was getting on like keyboard collectors Facebook groups and stuff, and I was seeing some of the same model for sale. It's like the sort of keyboard that Duran Duran might have used in 1982. It's got those kind of sounds in it, and I saw them going for about $600 on like eBay, but there weren't very many of them, and some of them were in really bad shape. So I mean, it's worth a little bit, but I just keep it.
The only thing is, it's not like a Moog where it's like you have all the controls and you can, and everything's like right out there and you can do all that stuff. I mean, all the stuff that's in that Seal, I imagine, you can fit on a chip that big.
Oh yeah.
Or probably download all of those sounds onto your keyboard right now and run it like that.
But it's this heavy. I'm sorry.
Those collector keyboards are more like people. You have that, but you can create the sounds. That they created back then using the same things. And I guess you could go into the internals and do that. I don't know. I'm not a keyboard player, but I don't know. I don't know if that'd be considered a collectible as much as a nostalgia piece. I might be wrong. Like I said, I know nothing. I'm not a keyboard person.
And then the other keyboard that I have is an Alesis that I used consistently for over 10 years for gigs and other things. And that's still a very viable, like we've got a friend that's a music director and does shows in New York. And he's like, this is like the standard. Like everybody has one of these because the sound's in it. You can do anything.
You need to fix that one.
If you're filling out different like orchestral parts and you don't have a horn section and you need this, this is like the one that
we can fix that while you're up there too. We need to order the pad. If that's anything like every other keyboard, there's like sections of of these pads that go along that's what gets that makes the keyboard operate. Is what I can't think of the fucking words. It doesn't matter. No. But that's what triggers it. And there's a section you need to replace because there's like 2 or 3 bad keys that the velocity is not.
It's not consistent.
Yeah, very inconsistent.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it's just there's no velocity. It's just like on off, and but I mean, I think you can relatively cheaply we could get that, and it's not a big repair. I mean, I can do it myself. I think I had to research it, but
yeah, you're probably right. We could probably just replace that because it is like 2 keys and 1 like octave and a half or so in there, so it might just be one section that is malfunctioning. And so when you go to play, all of a sudden, like one note in the chord that you're playing is louder than the other keys. It's really annoying. And the last couple times I used it for a gig, I could use it, but I had to alter my playing style to accommodate that. That was really weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's an easy fix. We should fix it.
Yep.
We get time while we're up there. I think I'm going to set up I'm going to consolidate our room, storage room up there. And kind of have everything in one half of it.
Yep.
And where that couch is, I think that's going to be a listening area. I think I'm going to put the speakers in the middle of the room facing there.
Okay.
Because there's so much shit in there, it's going to deaden everything.
That's true. And a mattress even.
Yeah, exactly.
You could throw that away, but
But so yeah, everything's going to nice and dead in there. I can close the door. There's a window. I can put an AC. I can run an AC unit in there while I'm not listening. And then, cool it off. And then, I think that might be a good setup.
Okay.
Burn incense in there, not
fill the whole office.
Stink up the whole office.
Let's stink up all of our storage.
I'm fine with that. It's our stuff.
No, you're right. I was going to consolidate a bunch of that anyway. Every time we go back to, Maine's our home state, and we've got essentially a few shelves in one part of a building and one room in that building. That's our storage at our family's house. We don't own a house anymore. And every time we go up, we kind of cut down on the amount of stuff that we have there because honestly, you go back and it's like, why did I keep this? I don't need this. Let's donate that to Goodwill or whatever. So eventually we'll have like a quarter of a room full of stuff and that'll be about it. And it's stuff that we wouldn't want to bring on the boat. Heirloom stuff, extra band equipment that we use when we come up to Maine.
Yeah. All right, let's end this thing.
Okay. Well, I hope everybody has a great Easter. Thanks for jumping on with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you next week.